Hey guys, happy Monday. It's 4:14. Um, Glad to be here. Happy to see you guys. It's Charlie with Outskirts Overland. I am gonna give me 1 second. I'm trying to figure out what day today is. What national day is today? National day today. Do. It says Dirk Downfall Day. I don't know about that. National Gardening Day and National Dolphin Day. So we got two national. I'll go with gardening. Although I do like dolphins enough, we're gonna go with the gardening side. We're gonna go with the gardening side. I appreciate that more. So National Gardening Day on 4/14. This weekend I didn't do anything camping related. Actually, just went to a soccer game on Friday night went out to dinner for my girlfriend's birthday. Saturday went to soccer. Then we tried to go to St. Louis to go to this expo, and man, there must have been a huge wreck. We got stuck on I-70 for like 2 hours, so we didn't make it to that thing. And hell, we didn't even make it. We took an exit eventually and got off. The highway was still stopped. It was wild. And then yesterday, a whole bunch of nothing. I Yeah, I'm going to school for my unmanned aerial systems, and I am older for those of you that know me. But I'm going to school for my unmanned aerial systems um, pilot and technology. So I did a lot of drone flying this yesterday. I had a lot to do. I got to put in hours and stuff for the. I'm doing it through school, so like a college. So it's got required stuff to do. So I mean, I did a bunch of that yesterday. I haven't even told you guys about doing that because it just hasn't been. It hasn't made sense to yet. But this weekend, I spent a lot of time yesterday doing that. Um, Videotaping maneuvers and stuff that I for class. I mean, I have to turn it in. Anyways, so I did a bunch of that, but that didn't keep me from watching a little bit of YouTube and getting a little bit of some gear stuff going on. So for those of you that got out this weekend, it was a beautiful weekend, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it. It looks like this coming weekend's also going to be warm. At least it's saying rain, but at least warm. It is Easter Sunday coming up, guys. So it's I went camping over Valentine's Day weekend, and we said something about it being Valentine's, and a guy that was with us had forgotten completely that it was Valentine's, so he ended up leaving early to go back to his lady because he had forgotten it was Valentine's Day. So before anybody goes, not that I think Easter's the same boat, but just remember this weekend is Easter on Sunday, so nobody ends up in a scenario where they're so nobody ends up in a scenario where they're like, oh, I forgot it's Easter. I got things to do and now I'm far away. Just, I'm not trying to like be anybody's dad here. Just Easter is this Sunday. So just be aware of it. My truck should be done this week. I am freaking chomping at the bit. I don't know that I'll go get it this week. It might be next week. We'll see. Um, my shirts, and my stickers will be here today. Cha cha chow. So that makes me really happy. That takes some stress off my plate. Get so worried about that stuff, guys. Keep leaving reviews if you guys could. I really, 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 really would appreciate if you guys would leave some reviews on the podcast. I did go through and look at some gear this weekend, and I hate to say it, but I was looking at rooftop tents. I have a super nice 23-0 rooftop tent, but there's some new stuff out. And before I go to more expo, I wanted to kind of be aware of what new stuff was out because I'm not in the market for a rooftop tent by any means, but I am curious to look and see what brands I might want to look at more expo. And I've been looking for stuff that's more like I think iCamper makes one, Intrepid Camp Gear makes one too. They're wedge style rooftop tents, but the tent fabric zips in and zips out, so it's replaceable. The reason I think that this is the reason that I think this is important is because I I kind of I've spent over 100 nights in my 23-0, and by no means is it washed, like what, like done by any means, but it's maybe, I mean, I don't know. It's not done, but I've already patched a couple holes in it. The fabric's not fading, luckily. And Nick Wax did send me some stuff to wash it and re-waterproof it and, kind of protect it a little from UV rays. But I would love to not have to do another one again. So I've just been kind of loosely keeping keeping my, ear to the ground on tents that essentially you can replace the fabric on. You can, like, they essentially make them to where you could service them. I'm at a point in so I didn't used to have a rooftop tent. So I had a ground tent. So I mean, once a ground tent becomes unserviceable, you get another ground tent, and it's no big deal. But these rooftop tents, they're heavy, they're expensive, and they don't. Nobody really makes one that you can maintain. So you could keep, they all are like mine's made out of aluminum top and bottom, but everything's sewn in. So essentially, the base and the top's going to outlast the fabric by far. It's just aluminum. So I've been looking, just me being me, like I want to get something that I don't have to replace. Like take the tent off. If I got to zip out and zip in some new panels because they made it to where that's an option, that's way better idea for me. Because again, my rooftop tent's not done yet by any means, but it's probably, I mean, it's gonna get there sooner than later. And I would just like to be in a scenario where I could replace the piece instead of the whole thing, you know? So I've been keeping my eyes out. It looks like right now Intrepid's, I don't know what it's called there, but Intrepid makes the one with the two foldable things. But you can replace the gasket, you can replace the fabric, like it all zips in. It's all, yeah, I mean, it's all completely replaceable. All of it. The mattress on the inside is a blow up mattress, so that's also completely replaceable. The condensation mat, like literally everything in that tent you can replace. They make parts for it and you can service it. It's a real expensive rooftop tent, but it's all of those things exist. iCamper makes one now that's a BDV, and I think you even have to put it together when you get it a little bit, but it's all replaceable as well. And I don't know what it costs. Both these are wedge style tents. And I'm not bringing this to you guys to like look at this, but what I will say is if you guys are looking at rooftop tents and so two things. If you're looking at rooftop tents and you've been doing overlanding for a long time, you kind of know a little bit more like, okay, like there's two routes you can go. You can go real expensive and just hope it lasts a long time. You can go real cheap with the idea you can get two or three for the expensive one, or you're or you're like me where you're like, okay, this is my third rooftop tent and I don't want to change a tent again. Like getting up on it and like zipping something in or replacing it because it's replaceable is way more advantageous to me at this point. I don't want something that I gotta take off and then try and resell on Facebook more. I just want a tent that's gonna last me, and it will be a wedge style tent. And maybe the one I have will never give me any issues, but I'm preparing myself for the idea that it may. I have no reason to believe it is right now, but man, it has got a lot of nights in it. And just from my time doing this, I don't know that I've gotten 300 nights out of a rooftop tent total. But I I think that I do think I could do that in that Intrepid. I think it would. I mean, if it didn't, I can just fix the thing that's not good without having to buy a whole new tent. That's really interesting to me. They'll be at more expo too. I even checked because I'm gonna go look at it. So somebody said, "Hey, what's the topic of today?" Today's topic, I'm just going over like rooftop tents and serviceability because they're not serviceable typically. So, even when you get the soft shell ones, you want to find a brand that also makes a replaceable cover for them and stuff like, which is something we've been up against before. But and my friend had 23-010, but they make one and it's relatively inexpensive. It's like $150 for a new folded cover. So it's just it's just something that's on my mind, you know. Uh, and I guess it's because we've had such crazy winds lately here in the Midwest that I'm like, man, what happens if this thing just like rips? I guess probably is what's even brought this to my front of mind, like what happens here. And I got patches for sure. I was like, man, if this thing does like rip, I'm either sewing it back together and gluing it or something, or I have to get a whole entire new rooftop tent. And then I was like, man, that's kind of sucks. And that doesn't make any of them bad or anything. Like, take care of yourself, pay attention to yourself. Maybe don't go camping when it's so windy, etc. Like, obviously, there's some user circumstance that makes the tent not last as long potentially and stuff like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, do not get me wrong. For real. That's probably a thing, and that's probably a thing that I'm screwing up. So by going in some of these temperatures and different things. I mean, I dropped my truck off to get worked on, and everything is wet because we got rained on. So I don't even. I'm gonna. That's. I mean, luckily I got that stuff to wash it and whatnot because I'm gonna have to, because I bet it's gross. The awning for sure is soaked. So I'm gonna have to get all that out and air it out for some amount of time. For those of you that don't know, when your rooftop tent gets wet, you get rained on at camp, and you pack it up moist to any extent, you have to go home. Well, you don't have to go home, but when you get to a stopping place, you want to open it up so that it could completely dry out. That doesn't matter what rooftop tent you have. That's all of them. Like, you get them wet, you got to open them up. You want them to air out. You don't want to just leave them closed. Oh, excuse me. Until next time you go camping. That's not the way you do that. You want to get it out, get it open. Otherwise, you'll start tearing your stuff up. It'll get mold, mildew, and it'll start breaking down fabrics and seams and just ruining your gear that costs a literal ton of money. So, but anyways, getting my mindset on like what brands right now. What I'm doing is I'm getting ready to go to More Expo. I will be working at the More Expo, but I don't think that's going to keep me from walking around a little bit and looking at some stuff. So I am, I've went over there and seen what brands are going to be there and companies are going to be there, and started looking into, started kind of looking into those companies to see if there's anything that's going to be there that I might want to look at. Like, I say review, but like what I mean by that is like I might want to go just give it a look myself. Like, I want to go look at it. I want to go touch it if it's there and it's available, for sure. So that's more where I'm at, is like, let's see what's out there. The only thing that, I mean, you're always going to find stuff you didn't know you wanted when you go to stuff like that, which is why I try to limit going to those things actually. But since I'll be there and I'll be working, I'm going to look at a few things if I can. And one of them is going to be rooftop tents, seeing if anything's introduced there, seeing what's new that's out there that's replaceable. See, touch some fabrics, look at some stuff, see what's going on in that world, because that's essentially where I live. I'd say last year I did probably 60, 70 nights out there. I mean, I'm not out there, I'm not living in my tent like full time or anything, but I do spend a considerable amount of time in it. And I would like, you know, I just like something that would last. Not that mine's not gonna. I don't know. But I know that my last two, my last two, quite frankly, they were showing somewhere already at 100 nights, and this one's at 100. This one's at 100 nights. It was 70 last year, but I mean, it's not last year anymore. It was almost the middle of this year. So it's already at 100 nights and it's doing okay. You can notice some things like the memory foam of the mattress isn't quite as good as it was. It's showing some like fading and stuff like that, which is going to happen. I've got a couple of scratches in some of the gaskets where you shut it, but from off roading, trees and stuff. But nothing's broke. I mean, it got one little hole in it, but it's at a spot where it folds. So I just don't know. I don't want to be caught off guard though either. So I am interested to look at some rooftop tents and see what's going on there. Who's making them now to where they're like serviceable versus just almost some of them are just throwaway really. And that's not ideal. Like at all. Like that sucks. So not a huge fan of that, but so that's why I was looking at this weekend. Who's making stuff that I could replace pieces of and and also what those pieces cost to replace. Because like if I buy what's one of them, like Nature Nest or Top Oak, and the prices may have went up on those, I don't know, but they used to be like 12 to 1500 bucks. Well, if I get a $4,000 rooftop tent and the new zip in crap is 1,000 bucks, well, I don't know that tent's worth that. I don't know that's worth the squeeze now. You know what I mean? Like, is it worth it to even get the serviceable one at that point? Now, the only reason I'm sticking with that is because I don't want to keep taking one on and off. But if that's I mean, unfortunately, if it's possible that that's the more cost effective thing to do, like kind of overall, if it costs me the same to service one as it does to just buy another, then that's a whole nother thing. And I hope I hope that changes. So that's not the case, but anyways, that's what I've been doing this weekend was looking at stuff like that, kind of getting locked down with what's out there and whatnot. So that's about all I got today. I'll be on tomorrow. Tomorrow's the day my truck's supposed to get started. So probably Wednesday I should hear something, whether it's, you know, something's not going well or it is going well, whatever's going on there. So that's about what I got going on, guys. I will catch you guys tomorrow. If you guys got anything that you guys use that's serviceable, like that your gear, you can replace stuff to help it like piece by piece, go ahead and drop it to me. Shoot me a text on the podcast. I want to look into it. I want to talk about it. I'm always looking for that gear because I don't want to keep replacing stuff. And I do use my stuff and I break some stuff like a lot. Like I break a lot of stuff. And that's why I am here for you guys. Like, hey, this broke really fast and customer service was good. And I don't mind talking about customer service, but I'd like to find brands where I don't need to know how good the customer service is. Like the product's good, so I don't have to deal with customer service. Um, and I know that might resonate with some of you guys too. Like customer service is great. They resent me a new tent twice when it came in damaged. Well, is it great though? Because they're not shipping it with somebody worth a damn. So I don't know. Like, I don't know. Those are thoughts I have. That's just how I think about it. Um, and I'm not made of money. Like, I don't want to keep having to, my time is money. So anything that I have that takes me more time to be dealing with, that's costing me money one way or another. So I'm always looking for stuff that's serviceable and reasonable to service too. Like everybody knows like servicing a Mercedes Benz is way more than a Honda. Like I don't want to have a car that's supposed to be so much better just to take on a different expensive cost. I'd like it to be somewhat affordable. So like good quality, serviceable, and not the most expensive in its category would be ideal. I know that might be difficult to do for a lot of reasons, but that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm going after. And that's what I'm here for, you guys. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Go ahead and text the podcast. It's like literally as you scroll down in the notes of every podcast, it's the top thing. You can text podcast, click it, text me. I do talk about those. Also, you can leave comments. You can send me messages. Charlie at outskirtsoverland.com is my email. You can hit me up on Facebook or Instagram, Outskirts Overland, same thing. You can find my personal page, Charlie Razanowski, or on Instagram, Charlie Raz. Any and all of those you can message and I'll get it. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Have a good one and happy National Gardening Day.